Hey, good looking. I'm so glad that you came to my kitchen today to sit there and see what we all have cooking. Grab a hold of that vine, swing right on in my kitchen, and let's get cooking. Good looking. Salt. So go ahead, put that all in. And we're just going to saute up the vegetables to the tender crisp. And while all our onions and celery and our seasonings are all having one hell of a party inside of our saucepan here, we're going to sit there and roughly get, well, I think I'm going to be having about 4 cups of chopped up chicken. So I'll be sure to measure it, and when we add it, I'll tell you exactly how much chicken I had left over. Now we're gonna add some milk along with cornstarch slurry. So let's go ahead, add our milk. We're gonna add the cornstarch slurry. Now we're gonna bring this up to a boil and let it thicken. Ooh, look at that. And as you see, the sauce is thickening. So now I'm gonna go and grab my cubed up chicken, which is 4 cups of leftover chicken that I have to use to make my chicken patties with. Alright, as you see, I have 4 cups of chicken. We're just gonna dump the whole thing right on in. We're gonna sit there and stir this all up. And then we're going to remove this from the stove. Look at that. Oh. So, I'm just going to let this thicken up just a tad more before I remove it. After we remove it, you're going to want to cool this down just a little bit. Now comes the special part. Remember when I showed you how to make that Thanksgiving bread, and then we sat there and took that Thanksgiving bread and we turned it all into stuffing cubes like such? Well, we're gonna take these stuffing cubes, I put some in my magic bullet, and I'm just gonna pulverize them so I get breadcrumbs. Then I'm gonna bring the Thanksgiving stuffing pulverized breadcrumbs, and we're gonna add it to all of this right here. Here is my Thanksgiving breadcrumbs that we pulverized. Now go ahead, add all the breadcrumbs, and now give this all a good stir. This is gonna help bind our chicken patties. And we're adding some extra layers of flavor to savor. Wait till you lace your mouth onto one of these. Oh my goodness. I just wanted to show you how it all thickened up. That's how you want it. Let this cool enough so you will be able to handle it with your hands. I have to show you guys something real cute. Well, here our chicken patties are soaking up all that goodness, but look over here. Look, there's a big portion of my pan that's missing some of my chicken patties. I wonder who could have been dipping into that. Could it be the old man? I bet you it was. The chicken patty mixture has all cooled down enough for me to handle. Now, I'm gonna use panko crumbs. Now, just spread a little bit at a time. Don't go overboard and wasting. You know, just spread it out on a plate like such. We always can add more. Now, for the size of my patties, I don't know if it's in the picture. I use my canning rings as to keep them a uniform size. These are great for sliders, and that's a regular size. And these fit regular size buns, and that's a wide mouth size. So whatever size you want to sit there and make your chicken patties, go ahead and choose what size you want to make yours. Today, I'm going to make this size. Now, before I get started, I have a Ziploc baggie. I'm just going to sit there, put my canning lid inside of the baggie, and we're just going to zip it shut. Now, I'm going to sit there and grab some of the chicken patty mixture, the ice cream scoop procedure with this spoon. Now, I'm just gonna sit there, pack it all down in side of the canning jar lid, and then I'm gonna sit there and carefully remove it, and I'm gonna put it onto the plate with the panko. So let's go ahead. Let's go over here to our panko crumbs, and voila. Now, I'm gonna grab a spoon, and I'm gonna grab my panko crumbs. I'm gonna put them on the top, as such, and then I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna push all them panko crumbs down. I'm gonna come along the sides, push all the panko crumbs on the side of the chicken patties. I see a little bare spot up on top. Okay. And now, I'm gonna grab the spatula. Now, I lined a cookie sheet with some freezer paper because I'm all out parchment paper at the time. But the purpose of the paper is I'm gonna flash freeze some of these because I'm not gonna eat all of them up. So I'm gonna sit there and also freezer bake some of them. So we sat there and did the breadcrumbs. Now go ahead, push them down on it. Get yourself a spatula so you can pick it all up. Shake off the excess panko crumbs. Bring your cookie sheet over and put your chicken patty right on. Now I'm going to continue to do this with the rest of these, and when I get this cookie sheet full, I'm going to take it over to the freezer, and we're going to flash freeze some of these because these are going to be freezer baked. Okay, as you can sit there and see, I already sat there and emptied out my pan of all the chicken patty mixture. Here's my ring that I used, and this is how much little bit of panko crumbs I do have left over on my plate. Now, like I said, you don't want to overdo it. You always can add a little bit by little bit of the panko crumbs, especially with these times when the shelves aren't being properly stocked. You're gonna have to sit there and be a little bit wise when we're using like panko crumbs, or you can go ahead and make your own panko crumbs. But I have 10 of these gorgeous chicken patties, and by all means, they're not wimpy on meat. They're a nice good portion. So I have 10 of these. Now off to the freezer to flash freeze some of them. The top two I'm just gonna chill enough for me to grab, and we're gonna cook them up for our supper. So off to the freezer, all 10 of these chicken patties go. I brought out our chilled chicken patties. Now I have 1 tablespoon of melted butter along with 1 tablespoon of oil in my cast iron pan. We're doing it over medium-high heat, and we're just basically gonna fry these up 5 to 6 minutes on each side, or until they get a nice golden brown coloring to them. All right, here they go. Now take a little extra care when you are chucking them, because you can sit there and real easy loosen up all the breading on the bottom. Ooh yeah. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put some cheese on my husband's. He likes everything with cheese. And you could sit there and basically build yourself a chicken sandwich and put whatever you all want on top of yours, or just have it as plain, like I'm going to be having mine. Okay, I'm going to remove mine. I'm going to let my husband's go a little bit longer because he really gets off on that crispiness. Okay, I have a bun over here. Camera's right in my way. But we're gonna put the chicken patty right onto the bun. And I'm gonna let him put whatever toppings he's gonna be wanting. Really liked what you saw here today. Please Hit the thumbs up button. It helps out my channel a lot. I greatly appreciate it. And if you're not yet a subscriber, go up, hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell. That way you always be notified every time I do put out a new video. And as always, here's to happy cooking, but better yet, happy eatings. Y'all come back now. You hear?